Welcome to the Victory Formation Lounge podcast, a pro football concentrated podcast that discusses NFL games week to week.
Yo. Welcome back to the Victory Formation Lounge podcast. We're down one member. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. That's Minos of the 49ers. So we're 5 today. But we'll still introduce ourselves. My man Tony right here. Colts.
Ebo, we them boys.
Rex, Baltimore something.
Cy, Patriots Nation.
Quick cool, Mr. 6-0, Fly Eagles fly, Philadelphia Eagles.
6-0 in week 6.
We them boys and we them birds.
We're gonna go jump right into the winner's circle. We're gonna start with Cleveland 15, New England 38. Big blowout, big game, Si. What's up?
All right. Like most of the teams that faced the Browns, we came in there with a game plan that was focused on stopping Nick Chubb and the running game and keeping the ball right in Jacoby Brissett's hands. Now, our defense, they proved to be more successful than any team this season in limiting Chubb, who rushed for 56 yards on just 12 carries, the longest of which was 18 yards. And the Browns overall on the ground just had 70 yards, and they lost their right guard, Wyatt Teller, due to a calf injury in the first half, but that made no difference in the line of scrimmage. Except for that one 3-3 tie that we had in the first quarter, New England, we dominated most of the game. Our offense balled out for some reason. I'm like, did we get an offensive coordinator secretly that I don't know nothing about? Because Zappe, he went for 24 completions out of 34 attempts for 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Now, our score, 38, that consisted of 1 field goal and 5 total touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson, he was filling in for Damian Harris. Yeah, he had 1 touchdown for 31 yards in the second quarter and another, a 6-yard touchdown in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter. Now, Tyquan Thornton, he was activated last week, brought off an IR against the Lions last week, and he got 2 touchdowns this week, including a 19-yard rushing touchdown. And when he did that, he showed he's skinny, he's fast, but I'm scared for him because he looks like if he gets hit, he'll go down like Mr. Glass from that Philadelphia movie, Unbreakable.
He's got that Tutu Atwell build. I definitely noticed that too. But those guys are electric quick.
Yeah, they are. And also our tight ends, they really showed up this week. Yeah. I mean, the past 5 games, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, they have a combined 16 catches and 153 yards and no touchdowns. But this game, really, in just one drive, really, in the third quarter, they had almost those exact stats combined. But with the caveat of having a touchdown. I mean, Jonnu Smith, he had the longest play from scrimmage that New England's had this season when he bounced off of 2 Browns defenders and ran for a 53-yard gain. And Hunter Henry got a 31-yard touchdown pass. Now, that just showed right there that we really need to keep getting our tight ends involved, especially in the red zone. Now, our defense, they kept the Cleveland scores limited to field goals, except for a 15-yard touchdown pass to Amari Cooper late in the fourth quarter. And they had their 2-point conversion after that failed, though. Now, typically, New England, they rely on a 5-man pass rush in situations. But this time around, they added a few cover 0 blitzes in order to force Brissett into making some bad decisions and bad passes. Because it worked. And it worked because he threw 2 interceptions. One in the first quarter was picked off by Kyle Duggar. And the second, he was trying to get to his tight end, Pharaoh Browns. But that bad throw was intercepted by Jalen Mills. And Matthew Judon, he didn't get no registered sacks, but he got past the line of scrimmage enough times for a few tackle for losses. Looking at the Patriots yesterday, their defense now looks like they're prepared for rushing attacks. And another funny thing about the game, Brendan Schooler, the rookie special teamer, after he got a fumble recovery after a punt, he tried to give the ball to Belichick, but Belichick was like, "Fuck it, I have that."
I saw that. That was funny.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
So rumor has it that the first interception Jacoby Brissett threw, which he threw 19 seconds into the game, was a thank you to Belichick for drafting him. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't. Let me do my best Bill Belichick impression. I don't think pretty sure.
On to Cincinnati. Because like, if you watch the play, he might as well have thrown that ball with his left hand. There was no reason that pass was picked off or not completed. It was just like, Jacoby, what are you doing? Like, he got nervous, or it's like, you know how some people, they see like their girlfriends died and they get nervous. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was just the funniest thing.
I don't think Belichick incites that much. Jacoby, he's been around. He was at where? Indianapolis before that, and he's gotten away from Belichick. I don't think he scares him that much.
Speaking of Indy and the Pats, today is the anniversary of the special teams snafu that Indy did 5 years ago
with what's his face, Pagano.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man.
I gotta give Myles Garrett some credit too during that game. I mean,
yeah, Myles was trying to wreck shit up.
He had a strip sack. They tried to.
He's a beast. One of the best defenders in the league, man.
He tried his best to keep Cleveland in the game. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why do we keep doubting a Bill Belichick coach team? Like, that man is a genius. I don't know how he's doing it with this team.
With a backup of that, a backup quarterback.
I know.
Numbers like that. That's
like Zappy.
A backup that was a third stringer.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, it's like, yeah, he's keeping the seat warm for Mac Jones, granted. But this time, like for the next game against Chicago, it's like, yeah, keep him back in. Just keep him back in.
Yeah. It's a very impressive win because the talent level on both sides is really uneven if you actually
that's true.
It's a step up.
Granted, like your team is fairly young, so some of them players have not like made a household name yet. But just taking consideration to the household names on both sides, it's clearly the Browns have more
talent
names and talent than you guys, and you went out there and just straight bent them. So kudos to you.
I did not see that coming.
Me neither.
I think it was going to be like this. I mean, I had them winning during our last podcast, but like nothing like this.
Yeah, you did. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I think the coaching
job is phenomenal. AFC East has gotten very scary over the last couple of weeks.
Yep. Thank goodness we ain't playing them this year.
I mean, the Tua injury too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so
all four teams are very dangerous right now. When Tua comes back, Miami's right back where they left off. The Jets are playing regardless of what the hell Zach Nelson is doing.
The New York teams.
Yeah, they're playing some really
something
good
in the water in New York, man. All three of them. All three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Jets are playing high flying.
The Jets are killing it. I mean, Sauce Gardner, that guy is he's going to be a problem down the line.
What did I tell you about Breece Hall being offensive rookie of the year, man?
Sauce? Who? Sauce?
Breece Hall.
I said Breece Hall.
Oh, Breece Hall. Yeah.
That was my pick for offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Sauce is killing it.
Sauce is a beast.
Sauce is that's what I'm saying. Like people thought, I know there are people that also had their doubts in terms of in the NFL, because for your last 2 years of college, no pass was completed against you. They're like, oh, he's not going to be able to handle it in the NFL. I mean, he's held up his own.
He's
more than help.
Somebody like that who has Revis in his corner, like Revis.
He's got very good mechanics. Mm-hmm. He's also good ball skills. So
he's playing top 5 corner ball.
He's good. Mm-hmm. Good player.
For a rookie, like this dude.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good win, Pats.
Good win, Sai. Anyone else wants to add, or should we move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. Next game.
Sorry. Before Belichick became he tied for the second highest winningest coach in the NFL. The win on Sunday to George Halas.
I think he has 2 more records he has to break. Right.
That's
one on Monday, and I think one on the next.
Yeah, he has a few more games, and then he can be the winningest coach in
NFL history.
I think it's 2. The next 2 actually.
Yeah.
2 more wins.
2 more wins.
That's why School was trying to give him the ball, but he didn't care.
Right.
Yeah, he don't care.
But that was a punter. That was a punter, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like those balls do not have no value to Belichick.
It's like in the 2017 AFC Championship when they won the Lamar Hunt Trophy. They handed it. Yeah, thanks.
Right.
Buy him a dog. He'll be fine.
The man wants rings, man. He don't want no.
He just shows it flat out for everybody.
Right.
Rings. You buy the ring.
Legend, man. GOAT. Yeah, man.
Under Caesar.
Anyway, Indy 34, Jacksonville 27. Fight the game. I think this is probably the most impressive game we played this year. Given the injury circumstances we had coming in with our first two starting running back, well, one and two running backs out with Shaq Leonard as well, and eventually losing the third string running back during the game, even though he played very well, given that he was fourth string or barely on the team prior to that. But we came with a different game plan. They switched the O-line a bit. They were able to practice. And I didn't see it coming, but they had Matt Ryan pass 58 times.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
And he wasn't sacked once. He was only hit 6 times, and he completed over 70% of his passes, which shows if he has time, he can do a decent job. Even with a decent defensive line like Jacksonville, who have some pretty good pass rushers, they were pretty much nullified. But we started slow, as always. The defense unusually gave up some big runs. A lot of it coming from the fact Kwity Paye was also out today, over the weekend. So they took advantage of his side because he's a pretty staunch run stopper. Even though he's also one of our lead sackers in our defense, he's actually a pretty good run player. And a lot of those big runs came from his side. Whoever replaced him didn't quite have the lane containment that was desired. So they were able to get away with some big runs early in the game by like 3 different running backs, which is crazy. Considering that coming in, we were one of the, I think, top 5 running defense. We pretty much have played the defense, run defense pretty soundly. So they came with a big lead. But once they started to shore things up defensively, Trevor Lawrence started to struggle, and Matt got into rhythm, started passing the ball all around. All our receivers had pretty much big games. Michael Pittman leading the helm. Alec Pierce also had a pretty good game. Paris Campbell had a pretty good game too. Finally, they got him involved a lot, and he definitely exploited that slot position well. And even the running back, the third string running back or fourth string running back, whatever you call it, he had pretty big receptions too. So it was actually a pretty solid game. Good win, considering people thought we're actually going to play for the field goal, and we actually took a shot. And Pierce does what Pierce does. Very, very tough to defend one-on-one because of his athletic ability. But it's a good sign going forward. If the likes of like Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor return, if this line can hold up just decently like it did this week, then we can actually have some form of balance, and we'll see where it goes. Crazy how just 2 weeks change. The playoffs were to start today will be the 7th seed, which is crazy.
Wow.
Considering how bad we've been playing. Yeah. Which is crazy. Like we're not even leading our division, but if the playoffs were to start today, we would be in it, which is crazy. So I mean, it's good things to look forward to regarding the offensive line's improvement. And then we'll see where it goes. I want to see some of these players start coming back. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, Shaq Leonard, Kwity Paye, and then one of our safeties. Once they all start coming, because we have quite a few injuries, people out. So when they start coming back, hopefully we'll see how that shakes things up according to, as far as building momentum and consistency. But this was also the best coached game fucking Frank Reich has had this year. So kudos to him because I've been on his case. He coached this game well. So, yeah, good win, tough win, but we pulled it off. and we actually won through the offense, not the defense for a change. So, yeah, I'm just curious to sustain this once the real running backs come back, and then have this balance, not overload the run game, like just overdo run game, but have a sense of run and pass. That way we keep defenses honest. Then you never know where we go. Our division is still very much wide open, but we have a big game coming up this week because we play the Titans. And if we win this game, we overtake them just because I think we've won more AFC games than they have. So just like that.
Wait. How many division games have you guys played already? I feel like every week you play a division game.
We've played.
Well, every week they play a conference game, but not a division game.
You usually finish one of the. You're done with one of the teams, right?
Yeah, we played Jacksonville. We split with them.
They probably played the Jags twice.
Yeah.
They played Houston. They already played Tennessee, and they're playing Tennessee next week again.
Yeah, we play Tennessee next week again.
Yeah.
That was your favorite.
So that's what, like 5?
NFC yet.
Yeah, 5 games.
5 division
and all
games
of a
out of
sudden,
7.
after that, we play you guys, your division. We play the NFC East this year, so that should be interesting.
That's surprising because usually they save some of the division games.
They spread it out, right? So yeah it's crazy.
We've never had division games back to back at the beginning. Usually you have 1 or 2.
5 of them.
Five, crazy.
I think
so if you start slow,
the idea was to because what tends to happen is when you spread them out and it gets to the end of the season and you have all these division games, teams play a little harder, people get hurt, so they're trying to get them out of the way. So against the end of the season, that is not as much pressure on teams to beat division opponents as badly, and because people get hurt a lot in those games.
Didn't they put it at the end so teams are not resting players?
That's what they did at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do.
But now that it's 17 games, teams are gonna rest players regardless. So you might as well get the good games out of the way. And honestly, not every division game was expected to be a good game per se.
I think honestly, this thing is just generated randomly. So I think some teams have it. Some teams have it where they play division games late. Some have it early. So I don't think that's standard across the board. I think it's like just a computer. They put it in and it randomly generates this stuff. And then
the standard though is to finish. Your last game is usually a division game.
Yeah, but I'm saying the schedule. I don't think the schedules are like
the schedules. The schedule goes.
I think they're randomly generated by an algorithm. It's not like
exactly.
They don't
That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
But I mean, they have rules. They have rules.
Right. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Right.
For sure.
I think it's like you said, it's like an algorithm. It goes through and then they just go and manually push.
Yeah.
They manually push certain games in certain places.
Yeah.
And I can see why sometimes the division games are towards the end, because if there's seeding, for instance, there are a lot of divisions that are determined at the end of the season.
Yours always has late. Yours always has late division.
NFC East always. A lot of times the division is decided
comes down to
by that 15, 16, 17 week.
Yeah,
that's when that division is determined.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes even the same thing with Rex's division. There are times when they have to go.
Yeah, with the Steelers, especially with the Steelers.
With the Steelers and the Ravens, when
it becomes one late game with the Steelers. Yeah.
Right.
So, but yeah, so I think we might have a late Houston game, but other than that, I think we'd have played most of our division after next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5 out of the first 7 weeks.
Yeah,
division games.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
And 6 out of the first 7, right?
No, 5.
Yeah, 5. Next week will be 6. Next week will be 6.
6 out of the first 7.
Yeah. So it's wild, man. But here
we are. The only other team you've played is Kansas City. Everything else has been your division.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they still have a Houston game left, right? After that.
Yeah, we have a Houston game left.
Yeah, so it'll be 5.
Oh, 5 out of
Houston.
the
5 out of
the
Houston game will be at the end of the season, so they don't play any division games for 2 months.
Yeah, 5 out of the 6.
Crazy.
5 out of 6.
Yeah,
5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 7 weeks, 5 division games. Yeah.
5 division. That's intense, man.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like your whole season right there.
Yeah, for real. So
anyway,
let's see. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. But anyone else want to add? We can move on.
I mean, the Colts are.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rex.
Go ahead.
Now, I was saying the Colts, it feels like you guys are really picking up. Just from the play, as much as the your record doesn't say much. Like your defense seems to be coming around. Matty Ice might be getting into his weapons. So I could imagine how you guys are going to look once a lot of your pieces come back.
One thing. How the offensive line plays. That's going to determine how everything else falls. If they play well, we have a shot. If we don't, it's a wrap. So it's one thing. That's it. Just the offensive line. The defense, every now and then it will give up a big play, but for the most part, is pretty consistent and good. And the offense is just predicated on the offensive line. If they because Matty Ice is old, he's not mobile, but he can read a defense. He knows his reads. If he has time, get rid of the ball quickly. Like he's good when he has time. He's good. Even at this game, at the beginning, you could tell he was a little nervous because of the trend of the poor offensive line play. But once he actually started getting confident in their protection, he was balling. He was really balling. So, I mean, we'll see.
But I think like Kweku said, Colts usually do this every year. They start out slow, and then by midseason, they pick it up.
Yeah. At least on the Frank.
Especially on the Frank.
One thing's for certain with the Colts. The last 2 weeks, they will be fighting to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to
like since Manning left, since Luck left, they haven't had we are in the playoffs with 2 more weeks to go. It's always like come down to the last game and the last seed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not Jacksonville, they're good.
I know.
They're not Jacksonville now, so we'll see.
Yeah,
anyway, I did want to ask. So, does Jacksonville have a legitimate pass rush? Because I think that will determine if your O-line is actually getting better or if this was just a fluke game.
That's the strength of their defense. The pass rush.
Pass rush?
Pass rush, yeah.
Okay. Because you did say last week that your O-line had a little more time to practice after they played the Thursday night. So you expect them to be better. And I feel like what you said has come to pass. So it's looking up.
Yeah, it's looking up. Let's see if they can remain consistent. That's the thing. Right. So, because at the end of the day, it's the core of what made that line good is still there. Like the Nelsons, the Kellys, and the Smiths. It's the new heads that have really
Pryor.
Pryor. So they finally moved Pryor to guard because he's unathletic and gets beaten on the edge. But the fact that he's playing guard, he's a huge.
I have a question. So were you guys? Remind me, I may be wrong, but you guys were at some point in the offseason trying to see if you could get Russell Wilson.
We flirted at the beginning, and then when
how do you feel about that now?
No, I'm good. I'm good, dog. But the thing is, we were discouraged at the price they were asking for him, so we're just kind of like, let it go.
Even what about Baker? I know Baker was forcing himself on you guys.
They never wanted Baker.
Nah, but he was forcing himself on them. I know they didn't.
Baker wanted to go to
the original two guys they were looking into were Russell or Aaron, and Aaron was out of our price range. So then Matt just kind of fell into our lap because they were getting rid of Carson regardless. They didn't even have a plan.
Yeah,
they just didn't want him in the team. So Matt just kind of fell in their lap. But I strongly think they're probably going to try and trade up, or if they pick top 5, whatever it is, they're going to try and get a quarterback next year for sure. With that being one of the strengths in the draft next year. So,
didn't they try to go after Deshaun Watson, and then I think the Texans
it's in division.
Yeah, in division. They inquired and they said nah.
They inquired.
Houston was never going to give them Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Houston was never going to give it to us, but we asked.
I mean,
Eagles
gave
you can ask
to the Redskins.
Yeah, we asked. They just said hell.
I know, right? That's true though. Eagles did give McNabb to the Redskins.
I asked the baddest chick I knew when I was 13 years old, like out, knowing very well I was going to eat an L. But, sometimes just got to ask.
Just got to ask, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't
hurt.
It
hurts. Oh, no, it hurt. It hurt. But, you learn to live with it.
Right.
To say is no.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next game, one of the games of the week. Philadelphia 26, Dallas 17. We'll start with the winner. Congrats.
They prove why they're the best team in the league.
Even though you almost dropped the ball again.
Best team in the league.
Had that game, and next thing you know, the shit was a 1-score game. I'm like, what are you guys doing again? But go ahead.
We're gonna go into it. Yeah, we'll go into it because I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. But anyway, yeah. So overall, Philly was hyped. I mean, I don't know if just the crowd brought the noise. The Phillies, whatever. I mean, Phillies winning, making it to the NLCS final. Like the place was lit. I mean, passing wise, I think Jalen Hurts took very good care of the ball. I mean, he threw for 15. He made 25 attempts, made 15, 2 TDs, 155 yards. I thought it was going to be more, but overall, I think he did well. The running game, too, was also on point. I mean, especially in the first quarter. Like in the first quarter and, of course, in the fourth quarter. But they literally run the ball. I feel like their game plan going in against Dallas was solid. Yes, Michael Parsons was dangerous, but the way they handled him was just perfect. They threw in his direction and ran in his direction. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it wasn't about, the offensive line shifting to protect him. They were more like, okay, come, we're going to throw towards you. So even that A.J. Brown, and I see where A.J. Brown was coming from when we were playing Arizona, and he said, if a linebacker can beat me or stop me, then I shouldn't be playing wide receiver. And truly, his touchdown, he beat Michael Parsons to score that touchdown. On the defensive side, they also came as a full force. I mean, they came prepared. I mean, yes, they didn't get any sacks, but 3 interceptions, bruh. Yeah. Like, I mean, C.J. Gardner was on fire. Mm-hmm. Darius Slay, as I said before, he took CeeDee Lamb out of the game. Zeke had some penetration in the second quarter, but they were able to get a stop. I mean, they were able to stop them for the most part. He had some good runs. He had some good runs. Yeah, he had some good runs. I got to give it to them. As good as the Dallas Cowboys defense was, we were able to neutralize them, especially in the first and the fourth quarter. Now, I'm going to go into the second quarter because I'm going to go into the third quarter. Michael Parsons only had 3 quarterback hits. And those 3 quarterback hits came when Lane Johnson went out of the game with a concussion. So he was able to penetrate on the right side, and that's how he was able to get those hits. What made Dallas start to come back was our O-line got banged up. I mean, even before the game, we had an injured offensive line, and we were still able to come through and win. When Lane came out of the game, and I think Landon Dickerson had to get out of the game, they started operating on the right side, and that's how they were able to get through. And on the defensive side, C.J. Gardner had a hand injury, so he was out for a couple of series, and it was within those series that Dallas was able to score and catch up. But dude came back, caught that interception, sealed the deal, and it was it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a division game. We won. We beat the Cowboys. It's a done deal. I mean, Eagles, as much as I always say they need to be brought down to earth, it feels like this team is legit good. Like they are solid on all levels. I mean, like they're solid. I mean, yes, the media is still before the game. The media, everybody was thinking, no, Dallas is going to come back. Dallas is going to beat the Eagles. Even now, like everybody's trying to find a solution for Dallas, and it's like, dude, we just won the game. Like, I mean, it's okay. You give them that praise. At the end of the day, they're going to be one and done.
You guys used the Bill Belichick strategy against Dwight Freeney on That's exactly how Belichick used to play us when we used to play.
Yeah, because the thing is, and it feels like we've also given a formula of how to handle. I mean, Mike Parsons is good, but I feel like there is tape on him on how you could beat him, but it's gonna take a certain type of quarterback. Like Kirk Cousins probably can't do what Jalen Hurts did. And it's going to take a certain type of running back to go against somebody like a Michael Parsons. So that's not underestimated. He's still good. DeMarcus, whatever his name is, dude that was talking. D-Law needs to stop talking. I mean,
get the fuck out of here with that Michael Parsons comment. Keep going.
No, I said, well, what did I say about Michael Parsons? I said I did not, as much as I doubted him, I still said he's a good linebacker. I said D-Law needs to stop talking because he's not the top defender on the team. Like this dude was talking, but you should have seen what Jalen Hurts did to him. Like, okay, next time don't talk. Overall, I think they did very well. We had injuries on our O-line. We can't make excuses about this person didn't play. That's why we didn't win. Overall, we had injuries, but Sirianni had these boys ready to play. And I don't know if it's coaching, if it's the vibe in the room, if it's Jalen Hurts. It's just a certain type of energy that these boys have. Are we going to win all the games? I don't know. It's possible we may drop one. I'm just happy we didn't drop this one. I mean, within the division, it's going to be an interesting division. That's all I got to say.
When do y'all play again? What week? Do you know?
Christmas Eve.
Shit.
That's the broom is going to come out then.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's all I got.
Anyone have a question for the winner? Because we're going to transition right.
It takes a special type of coach to beat Michael Parsons. What are you talking about, man? Come on.
Why are you hating?
No.
Why? Rex, no, Rex. Okay, another thing I had to say. Rex, why? What is it? I didn't even
Let me say what it is.
Credit, man.
The man is a ventriloquist.
Listen, like, you're making it sound like it was some amazing talent on your team that was able to get around Michael Parsons. That was scheming. So let's not be giving Jalen Hurts credit for that shit. So let's calm down with the Jalen Hurts praise. He's amazing. He's doing a great job. Don't get it to say he's doing an amazing job quarterbacking the Eagles. But that man has all the help on earth to do what he's doing. So you have to recognize that Nick Sirianni is a dog. That man is a legit, in my opinion, he and Daboll are contenders for Coach of the Year right now because what he has the Eagles doing, unbelievable. But it's the Michael Parsons thing was scheme, not talent. It wasn't Jalen Hurts decided on the line of scrimmage to do this to Michael Parsons. So let's calm the fuck down for a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, if you hear what I said, I
did hear what you said.
Okay, no. Let me. I said not every quarterback or coach will be able to scheme the way that we schemed them, but there is tape on him. If any, it's gonna take a good team to scheme against him. Not everybody can do it. That's why I said. Even Kirk Cousins, somebody like a Kirk Cousins won't be able to just throw up against Michael Parsons like the way these Jalen or even Lamar Jackson or somebody like that will do. If you heard that. So as much as I need
he's trying to rub my rhubarb by throwing Lamar Jackson in that statement.
I'm just telling you. Don't try me, man. Don't do it. I'm just trying to tell you.
Good game. Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Calm down.
I'm still not going to go that far.
The reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because Michael Parsons is a generational talent. So let's not get excited because of one game that you've been able to do some things around him. Let's calm down and chill out because this boy will wreak havoc in you if you underestimate him.
Nobody's underestimating him. Got him figured out. Underestimate him, and that's why the coach.
You can't figure out that type of talent. The best you can do is contain it, which is what you did.
No, that's why I said the only time he was able to get those hits was when Lane Johnson left the game. So, I mean, that's how he was able to have a breakout.
Fair point.
Besides that, we held him up.
Good win.
Like I said, I'm not saying Michael Parsons is not good. He is a generational talent, but if you can scheme against him, somebody's going to scheme against Jalen Hurts. I just hope it's not them boys.
If he had, I think, if anything, what I'll give you is if what's his face? Randy Gregory?
Yeah.
If Randy Gregory was doing a better job on the other side, then your scheming will not work. The thing is, there's not.
Gregory's not on our team.
Greggy's not on our team. He's in Denver.
He's the one on your team.
He's
not. It's D-Law and
D-Law. If D-Law could do nearly as good a job as Parsons on the other side, then that scheme might not work because you have pressure coming from both sides.
He could, but if he stopped talking and just focus on his game, maybe he will be able to scheme. Jason Kelce was knocking him all over the field. Like, not only did Jalen give him that Eagles fly like he just did, he was getting knocked in and out by offensive linemen. So, come on.
Damn. Anyway.
You them birds.
Great points. Well put together.
We're
about to transition to the loser's den and we'll discuss it from the Cowboys' perspective.
Thank you. It's about time.
The Cooper plane landed.
I was holding my tongue.
Oh, you could have said something. I'll say something. Keep going.
But hey, Eagles won. I'll give them credit. They were the better team on Sunday. That just sucks saying it. But
you gonna blame McMills?
Hey, that
like
being said, on the Cowboys end of stuff, no, let me address the Michael Parsons thing first because that pisses me off. That was not Eagles beating Michael Parsons or anything. That was Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator. He came out and he said he should have made adjustments, which he didn't do in the first half. Because that was RPOs. RPOs, Michael Parsons was caught in between either take Hurts or take AJ Brown. Whichever one he chose was going to be wrong. What happened was Eagles caught us in man, and the cornerback who was supposed to be on AJ Brown, he got caught up in the mess. So Parsons ended up with two players. So Dan Quinn addressed that. He's like, there are many solutions out there. You can go zone, and there'll be players there to cover. So that was not Michael Parsons getting beat. That was scheme. The scheme beat him. There's nothing he can do about it. Now, back to the game. On the Cowboys end, too many mistakes. 10 penalties. You can't beat a good team with 10 penalties. It's just too much. Michael Parsons, you can't make a good play and then taunt right in front of the ref. They're gonna call it. Dante Fowler, 4th and 4. You're a freaking veteran. You've been in the league for
he's been there for a while too. Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention. He just jumped.
Jumped off sides.
Gave
him the first down, nice and easy.
Gave him 7 points, literally.
Yeah.
My wife was laughing when my ladder did this to him. Like, now it.
I'm like, you can't do that. I mean, 10 penalties is ridiculous. And then the coaching decisions. Oh, Mike McCarthy. CeeDee Lamb gets the first down. Challenge it. Nope.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, you're losing momentum.
Honestly, as an Eagles fan, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to be biased. I think he did get the first down.
He got the first down.
Even though his knee, I think his heel hit the ground, but a lot of times, hold on. Let me finish. His heel had hit the ground, but the ball had crossed the line.
Yeah.
A lot of refs will give you that.
You got to challenge that. You got to challenge that.
You got to challenge that.
You got to challenge that.
It's a bad decision, but yeah, he should have challenged it. And like Tarico said, if he had challenged it, he probably would have won.
He would have had it.
Yeah, he would have won it.
Not only did he not challenge it, he didn't punt the ball.
Yeah,
and then he went for 4th and inches. You're telling me your quarterback can't sneak that across? If your quarterback can't sneak it across, your $90 million running back Zeke should be able to pick up inches.
Still.
They run a bootleg with an immobile quarterback who just threw an interception to throw the ball to a backup tight end. I'm like,
I mean, the first interception wasn't really his fault because the ball was battered, even though he should have caught it.
But
you're talking about the second one?
No. I'm talking about he had thrown an interception before that 4th down play, that 4th and inches.
Yeah.
So he wasn't accurate that night. He was having a hard time with decision making. Don't put the ball in his hands on our side of the field. Give it to Zeke. So coaching decisions, and then it comes down to the quarterback. I don't want to bash Cooper Rush because he went 4-1. I mean, if anybody had told Cowboy fans after week 1 that Cooper Rush was going to win 4 games, hey, we'll all sign up for it. So I'm not going to come out here and bash him, but he had his worst game in this whole stretch. Decision making.
He also possibly played the best defense he's faced so far. So,
right, but I mean, it wasn't just. I think the Eagles' defense is really good, but it was just the decision making that surprised us because he's usually cautious with the ball. He doesn't put it in harm's way. Like we had an RPO call, I think 3rd and 2. If you just look at that replay, the entire Eagles team just crashed down on the running back. If he had just kept it, he could have done the Flintstones twinkle toes across to get a first down. He just handed it off. I'm like, take it. I'm like, it's an RPO.
Take it.
If some butts, baby. If some butts, man.
I know. But then again, like, just his decision making, like the Michael Gallup throw, I was like, just triple coverage. This isn't time to be playing hero ball. If it's not there, it's not there. Let's play the next play. Like, he was throwing behind folks, missing throws. It wasn't good. But I also blame Kellen Moore because the running game was working and he did not stick to it in the first half. I mean, there's a rumor out there that halftime Mike McCarthy took the play. But who knows? But the second half, I think the team settled. They made some adjustments on defense and offense. And then the run and pound game took over. But it was too little, too late. Our defense was put in compromising positions, and they were gassed. And the one thing that I was hoping the Eagles wouldn't do was run and stick with a run. And that's what they did.
Yeah, they did.
And
they ran well.
No. I knew if they I know they can run the ball, but they usually don't stick to it.
Yeah.
About this game, they were like, "No, we're gonna run the ball." And our linebackers, they play subpar.
They usually, if they decide they're gonna run the ball, they stick to it. I'm gonna have to correct you there. Yeah, if the opportunity comes to throw it, they'll throw it. But they stick to that's their bread and butter right now for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean the last drive, pretty much 11 runs.
The last drive, yeah, they decided to run it. At that point, I mean, they're gassed. I mean,
yeah, our defense had been on the field way too long, but
they're gassed. And like I was saying, you guys were hitting us on the right, so it's like, okay, let's just run it through them, and that's what they did. Because they couldn't go to the right, they couldn't pass to the right because you guys were attacking from the right, from your left, which is our right.
Yeah.
Because they saw that's where the weakness on the O-line was. That's why you guys picked up defensively in the second and third quarter.
I think they made some good adjustments too. They played more zone than man, which helped with the RPOs. But the Eagles, they came at us with a lot of RPOs. They were not going to allow our defense to tee up on Jalen Hurts. It was we're going to always be in third and manageable downs. And anytime we got them outside of like third and fourth, we won. But anytime they were in like third and fourth, it was a problem for us. Yeah, it's a good game. I think both teams got exposed a little, but we'll see how it goes from here. And see you Christmas Eve. In Big D.
We'll bring the broom. The broom's gonna work. I'm telling you.
Ain't no broom coming.
There's gonna be a broom. It's coming to Dallas. We're gonna sweep y'all. We're ready for you. Bring Post Malone. Whoa, Post Malone. Bring him to come.
We'll be ready for you. But that Eagles coach, man, Sirianni, man, he's doing too much.
I saw him on the sideline barking. He got it.
He's a dog because he didn't do his talking. He learned from. I don't want to talk about
last year. He
learned from that T-shirt, but this is not the type of year for that.
But then this time, pre-week, he didn't do anything. But during the game, he was talking.
Yeah, because that's what he's talking.
He should have done that. He should have done that after the second game.
He's the perfect kind of coach for the Eagles.
You don't talk.
It's like they picked an Eagles fan and made him a coach.
Yeah. But you do the talking in the second game when it's a division game, you know?
Which second game?
Doing the first game. Because the second game coming. That's what I'm saying. You should have waited till December and then you talk.
December, he might have the practice squad play if the division is far fresher and he's won the NFC. You might have the practice squad on the field, and you guys are going to still be making noise about that practice squad stuff.
That shit talking
is probably won't care. That's the point.
Didn't I tell you
maybe the division
last on Friday that they were kind of scared, and that whoever won was going to.
No, I wasn't scared. You were scared when he was talking. I was not scared. I was trying to see what he was doing. Here. I was not.
Wait.
I probably came in too excited on Friday.
Y'all had your tails tucked between your legs.
They were nervous as hell.
Nah, it was a good game, though.
DeMarcus, D-Law just came and said, we them boys. Like, he hasn't played the Cowboys. Now he's played the Cowboys. What's up?
Oh, Jalen?
No, that's what D-Law said. He said Jalen hasn't played the Cowboys. Well, he just did.
But it wasn't a Jalen game, though. This was more of the running backs, right?
I mean, they didn't run Jalen. Even with the running backs, when I went back and looked at the stats, nobody ran more than 80 yards. Miles Sanders came close to like 76. So
it was
really,
like a combination of them.
It was a combination, yeah.
I think the Cowboys defense did a good job stopping Jalen from running, and then the tight end that was good at.
Yeah, but I think.
But the run game couldn't stop.
They structured it in a way that Jalen didn't have to do too much because they didn't want him to run all over the field. Because they knew, like, if he got blitzed, like Parsons probably, as much as they were running and throwing it in his direction, they didn't want to put him in harm's way.
Yeah, I think he also missed a couple of plays though for his standards.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he missed Dallas on a wide open.
Yeah, he missed a couple of wide open receivers.
And even AJ, there was one that I think you guys almost intercepted one. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But Trayvon Diggs was emotional, super emotional.
Good game.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
1 of 2. We'll see what happens.
We'll see him back in Big D.
We'll bring
they held serve. They held home court.
We'll bring the broom. It doesn't help home court. That doesn't mean anything.
Moving on to the next game. The G-Men 24, Baltimore 20. Rex.
Game and they collapsed.
Well,
let's go. I like this one.
Death, taxes, and a guarantee that in the fourth quarter the Ravens will blow a lead are the 3 guarantees of life at this point. That's the bad news. The good news is we are blowing smaller leads each week. So the first one was 21 points. The second one was 17. This was 10. So next one will be like 6, and then it will be 0, and then we can start winning. The thing is, Lamar without a contract feels like every play has to be a play to guarantee his contract. So even when the play is not there, a lot of times you find Lamar trying to do a little too much and costing us or putting us in bad situations. That being said, we have one half of offense and one half of defense. Now, it depends on which half the offense decides to play or which half the defense decides to play. That's going to determine if we can come back or we can hold the lead. Because at this point, like 20-point deficit does not break the other team's spirit. Because they're like, oh, it's the Ravens. They're going to stop playing in the fourth quarter and then we're going to come back. So no problem. Just keep going, keep pass rushing, keep doing everything you're doing, and it's going to happen. That's number one. Number two, if you're not going to pay the quarterback, at least get him some weapons. Like, where is our money going? Where's our salary cap going? Because you can't tell me it's the defense, because that defense is a leaky faucet. Like, last week we couldn't stop the run against Mixon, and then they were passing decently, and we kind of played the cover 2 and kept them in check. This week we were able to hold this guy down with the running, and then they started passing, and then we couldn't do anything. What do you mean? We had over 400 yards of offense. The Giants didn't even have up to 300 yards of offense. Saquon Barkley didn't rush for 100 yards on Sunday. He did not. And somehow they still beat us. It's ridiculous. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. We have a coach that just stands on the sideline and lets the shit fall apart and just looks at he has the Tucker Carlson look. As we're getting blown out, we're blowing the lead. And I'm just like, what adjustments are you making? What are you doing? We had a run game that was working. All of a sudden, we're trying to throw the ball. And I'm like, who are you throwing the ball to? You don't have Rashad Bateman out there. They are double covering Andrews at this point because he's already hurt them enough. Run the ball. Lamar could get the run. Drake was running. JK had a tight knee, so he couldn't come back in the game. But Kenyon Drake was doing his thing. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Lamar run the ball decently well. He's still a top 5, like rushing yards. He's still top 5 in the league. When push comes to shove, do what you do best. Don't try to be cute. And I feel like that's what we're doing. But obviously, they're not going to listen to me because what the hell do I know? They just signed a 35-year-old wide receiver this morning. I don't know what to do with this team. I honestly have given up on them as a team, and I hope that Lamar finds a better home somewhere else because they're obviously not trying to help him out.
Okay. How do you even come back from that? Guys, anything to add? Damn.
You can't have a top 5 talent at quarterback and be having these type of issues. You just can't.
But then how many turnovers did you guys have?
2. Both were Lamar's fault, that I will say.
In the last 4 minutes of the game, too.
Yeah, Lamar. Oh, fun stat. The Baltimore Ravens have not led in all 6 games, all the time combined. We have trailed a total of 2 minutes, and we are 3-3. Until Sunday, we had trailed a total of 14 seconds, and we had lost 2 games. I don't know what to do about it. It's like even at the last second of the game, teams can beat us. So like, when does it end? When do we get?
Are they like playing prevent defense or like what's?
It's like they stop playing ball, both sides. Offense can't move the ball in the fourth quarter. Defense can't stop the ball in the fourth quarter. It doesn't make any sense. You watch the tape, and it's like the Miami game is the one that still baffles me the most. We didn't have any turnovers. We just stopped scoring. We just started going 3 and out and punting.
Oh.
Wow. We just stopped scoring, and I don't understand it. The Bills game, we had them. We could have kicked the field goal and put the pressure back on them, but we decided that we're going to go for it on 4th, and Lamar threw a pick. Then on Sunday, and this is one thing. If there is a stat that your team has not yet accomplished, some kind of record or some kind of stat they haven't had, the Baltimore Ravens will help you get it. They're very good at that. Kayvon Thibodeau had not had a sack all season. Not only did he have his first sack in this game, he had the sack that ended the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kayvon Thibodeau tweeted in the summer, who's one quarterback you would love to sack more than all the quarterbacks? Lamar Jackson. Lamar's like, hey, come here, I'll let your dream come true.
But let me ask you this, because this is interesting. Do you think that maybe because the Giants DC was your DC a year ago?
Yeah.
So he knows Lamar pretty well. He knows they practiced against your offense.
Of course.
So he knows them and he knows the players. So they had a good scouting report on him. Because I remember at one point of the game, I think you guys may have been leading, and they both just went to the DC like, bro, what's up? He probably was like, these guys, do something. and they brought it. So don't you think, because I think the Ravens, I thought they were going to win, but
two things. The first thing, if he knows us so well, then did he have amnesia in the first 3 quarters? Because he couldn't stop shit in the first 3 quarters. That's number one. Number two, every defensive coordinator, every defensive player who has played Lamar Jackson will tell you, no matter what you know, training speed, practice speed, and game speed are not the same. The boy that he is on the field when you stand against him is not the same motherfucker you're seeing in practice. Also, in practice, you're not allowed to hit him. So you've never really released your pass rush on him. So you really don't know what you can do against him till you play him. So I might give it to you and say maybe he took 3 quarters to kind of figure out how to play him. Maybe. But that was a strip sack. And it was one of those where he didn't even sack Lamar. He didn't get Lamar. He just like swung his arm and hit the ball. You don't coach that. You don't scheme that. It just kind of happened. Lamar was holding the ball loosely with one hand. It just happened. So I'll give him credit for containing the offense, but I'm not going to give him credit for Lamar's mistakes. Those mistakes were Lamar's mistakes, like, period. The interception was a ball that should have been thrown away. But for a guy that is fighting for his contract, every throw he feels like he has to make it. And if you gave him a contract, he wouldn't have to worry about some of these things.
And that's the thing, anyway. I feel like if he had been paid, he probably would have played much better because weapons or no weapons, Lamar is still dangerous.
Exactly. But we need
to give him
If I give you if you are a race car driver and I give you a McLaren can go 100 miles in 6 seconds or whatever, and then I give you something that you can put in your engine to boost it even faster. You're gonna say, "Oh, nah, we're already good. I don't need it." That's not how it works. Just because he's good doesn't mean you don't give him weapons. Give him everything you can, and let's see how good he really is. Let this man go and destroy the league, and then there will be no more questions. Because you do these things every year, and every offseason, pundits come and sit there and talk about if he's a top 10 quarterback, if he's a top 5 quarterback, if he's this, if he's that. The man has literally never played with weapons. But that is not even a Lamar problem. That is a Baltimore Ravens problem. Since the inception of the Baltimore Ravens franchise 26 years ago, excuse me for the rant, we have never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Never.
Not even Antoine
it's either you can't develop them, you don't know how to draft them, whatever the hell it is, figure it out. Now, if you're saying you can't draft them, no problem. They are there. They are there for the taking. Go trade for them. You won't do that. What do you want us to, like? What do you want? You want us fans to just sit there and just imagine what? Like, look at what Josh Allen is doing. Look what Mahomes did. Look what Jalen Hurts is doing. Like everybody that has a quarterback with potential, immediately we go and get them receivers. Kyler Murray, they traded for Robbie Anderson before they even released the information that Hollywood Brown was hurt. Like, that is a team that understands what the game is. And it's not like, oh, this is like the league is a run. It's a passing league. It's literally a passing league. If you don't have receivers, you can't compete. So we are making life hard for this kid for no reason whatsoever. And I'm out. Like, if he leaves, I'll be happy for him. Go somewhere where they'll pay you and give you weapons, because Baltimore doesn't want to do either.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to management. I mean, that's a conversation for another day.
I don't think he's that kind of guy, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I think. Go ahead.
The last thing that I would say is, this team has been so offense oriented for so long. I think they are having a hard time switching. And then people will say things like, oh, when Lamar came in 2018, they changed the whole offense for him to suit his style of play and whatever. I've heard that many times. As a Ravens fan that has paid attention to this team for a long time, that's not what happened. They changed the offense for the offensive coordinator, not for Lamar. That's not the offense Lamar was running in college. So you can't come and tell me, oh, we changed it for him, because that's not even his offense. This is the offensive coordinator's offense. And it goes back to San Francisco with Kaepernick and all that stuff. We've seen this. So we know it's the offensive coordinator. So we don't even know if they will fire him. I don't know if the coach will go. This guy has saved countless jobs on this organization. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but they are not helping the kid. The kid is doing too much work with too little, and I feel for him. He doesn't even look like he's enjoying football anymore. So
I think they'll pay him, though. They're just going to give him a hard time.
Quick question, though.
I hope he goes somewhere, because if they're going to pay him, then they have more reason not to give him weapons.
Quick question. What did you think of the Giants as a division four? I just want to know.
The Giants did yesterday. Danny Jones played a safe game. He didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
He had one strip sack, but that was like end of the second quarter, and he was trying to go for a Hail Mary. Saquon, we contained Saquon for the most part, but he started to come out in the second half a little bit. Saquon still had less than 100 yards. Their rookie wide receiver was really the guy that I think they kind of missed him when they watched tape, because he was all over the place having a ball.
He was injured. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah,
he's been hurt all season. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was balling. He did his thing. Their tight end was doing okay. There was another common theme with our defense is communication issues. Like, every game, you see some miscommunication, missed assignments, and it was there again. But anyway, I think the Giants did what they had to do. And if you're playing Baltimore, just bide your time. They can score 50 points in the first half. They will let you back in the game. So just bide your time. Just be patient. They'll let you back. And that's what the Giants did. They just waited.
The Giants are actually sneaky good. I mean,
they're sneaky good. They're 5-1. They're good. Like,
that's what I'm saying. No. Listen.
No, they're contender.
You could go into a game easily saying you'll beat the Giants, but dude, like they find ways to win. Is what I'm saying.
They're a well-coached team.
If there's any team in our division I'm afraid of right now, is the Giants.
The Baltimore Ravens should be 6-0.
Even if we went 10-0, I have a feeling we could lose to the Giants. We could break it with the Giants, because they're a dangerous team.
Everybody is dangerous. It's the NFL.
But the Giants are. The Giants. I'm talking about the division, not everybody else.
You beat everybody. Some teams lose games. The Ravens beat themselves. They beat themselves consistently. Even some of the games that we have won, we have tried to give it away.
I mean, do you think you need a head coaching change? Because now you have players. Do you think that people are giving up on he's lost the locker room? Do you get that sense?
It looks like
I get the sense that there's it's starting. The loss of the locker room is beginning to start because when and I'll give you this is just social media fluff, but when we officially signed Deshaun Watson Deshaun Jackson this afternoon, Rashad Bateman tweeted LOL. That's not good. Usually Lamar will be the first person to tweet when a new player is picked up by the team, everything. He didn't tweet anything because they don't care. The guy's 35. He has 2 plays in him. He's not going to make a difference. And we see this every year. Last year was Sammy Watkins. 2 years ago it was Des Bryant. 3 years ago it was Crabtree. Every year we have to go bring some guy that is finished and these motherfuckers are retired, Kweku.
Next year's T.O.
We are done.
Next year's T.O.
Honestly, I think the person Lamar really wanted them to sign, and I think he probably for the last 2 years, and he trains with this guy, even though he's going cuckoos, is AB. Ideally, I think if they signed AB, he would have been super excited.
We don't need to sign AB. We don't.
Not right now. I said he's cuckoos, but there's
a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent. There's a fire sale in Carolina right now.
DJ Moore.
DJ, get one. Yeah, I'll go get him before the Cowboys do, man.
Yeah, for the trade
Free
deadline.
DJ Moore. Free DJ Moore, dog.
Free DJ
Go get
Moore.
DJ
Bring him
Moore,
home.
man.
Bring him home.
He ain't coming, y'all. We'll still handle him.
Anyway,
Rex, let me help you find your tongue.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Thank you. You're right.
oh man. All right. Atlanta 28, San Fran 14. We're gonna have to take this one as a team since Minos isn't here.
That was a shocker, though.
It was.
But was it really? Because Atlanta has been playing well,
They've
too.
been playing well, but the way they won was a shocker. I think their defense showed up when we were expecting San Fran's defense to show up. It was more Atlanta's defense. Because if you look at the offensive statistics, Mariota did the bare minimum. They didn't have an outstanding rusher. Didn't have any crazy receiving yards. A lot of it was just really good defense.
Nobody saw that coming.
129.
Yeah, I think the score also forced Niners to abandon the run early.
Yeah.
Right. Wilson had a key fumble. I got 0 points in fantasy from him, man.
129 yards and he still went.
You're not the only one, man. I'm not even want to get into that, but yeah. There's some players that gave me donuts. Luckily, I still was able to win in that game. But just a great effort.
They had a lot of injuries too, right? On the Niners side,
they did.
Armstead, Ward, Mosley, they were all out.
Bosa was out.
Yeah, they had a lot of injuries.
Yeah. So, and I think they picked up more in this game. I think someone got hurt. I don't remember who.
Yeah, they picked up more, and I think Ward. Or was it?
Ward was it Ward again? He just came back. He's going back to injury. I'm sure Minos is upset and blown because for some reason, whenever they play on turf, his players go down. But
they need to ban turf.
They do.
They do because I'm even afraid going up to the Giants because they play on turf too. I think.
Yeah, we do.
And that's weird because that's outdoors. I could get it if it's indoors, but
we play on turf. That artificial, that
owners are just cheap.
Grass. Yeah.
They need to ban that thing. Even Giants, people go to New York and they lose players for the season.
Yep.
It's not just ban turf. Even if you're doing grass, you got to do it well. Don't put that FedEx Field grass out
there. The patchwork. The patchwork where you use your feet just they stick and you can't move and you just next thing you know your ankle is sprained.
Yeah. or remember the old Raiders field. Oh my!
Yeah,
the baseball field.
The baseball joint. Yeah.
I hope Dallas got some good field.
Boy. Yeah, man. Yep. But yeah. Interesting to see how they bounce back. San Fran, that is, with these injuries.
Who's leading that division? Because I feel like Niners have a chance to just pull away, but they keep hanging around.
I think the Rams.
Arizona might be coming.
Arizona has lost a couple of games.
I think it's coming. I mean,
Arizona won.
It's the Rams and the Seahawks.
No, they lost.
They lost. It's the Rams and the Seahawks that should be leading right now, I think. Because the Rams won. I think the Seahawks won.
Who lost?
Wait, Arizona lost and you
Arizona
had
lost.
Cards.
Arizona did not lose.
They did. They lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and
they
you
did.
had it in the sheet.
Shit.
Like,
I gotta fix that.
Wait,
Man.
hold on. Let me
You
check.
sure?
Every week.
Yeah,
Arizona
No.
lost, man.
Every
the
week.
Seahawks won that game, 19-9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every week I get a chance.
Hold up. Let me make sure, man. Now got me.
He said, "I gotta change it in the sheet." They
I'm
lost,
like, come
dog.
on, man.
They lost.
Change it and send it to the group. Let me check it and make sure.
I know I picked that one right. I know at least I picked that one right.
I picked Seattle, but I got it wrong on the sheet.
I picked Seattle too, actually.
I picked Seattle. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah. But yeah. Either way, I can't present the sheet until I upgrade my which I'll do after the show.
Yo, you didn't fix it. Mine. I thought I picked Seattle.
No,
I
you
just
fixed it
fixed
just
it,
right
like-
now.
What?
So the
Oh
copy
my
you
God.
have is not the updated one. The updated one is with him. He has to send it to us.
Oh, okay.
I just fixed it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just fixed it right now.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, Seattle should probably be leading that division at this point.
I
Even
think they
with
are.
the
Yeah,
Rams.
they are.
They're tied for the lead with the Rams, I think.
I called it. I said Seattle is gonna cause havoc in that division.
Yeah, they're playing some really physical football.
Pete Carroll just knows how to beat
It's
the
the running.
division.
It's the
teams.
running backs, man.
Right?
They are running. He is going back to Marshawn Lynch. He is running the ball.
Yeah.
Walker the third.
Gino's
He
playing.
is running.
Gino's playing well. The defense is playing well too. So I mean, it's just a lot of physical football
Yeah,
that is really hampering teams. So
that's a team that you can't play around with.
Yeah.
They will surprise you.
yeah. So yeah, I think they're on top of the division. Them and the Rams. I think they have the same record. But I don't know if they played each other yet. Have they played each other yet? Rams and Hawks.
Hawks, no, they haven't played each other.
Guys,
Yeah.
I gotta run.
Yeah. Cool,
It's been
man.
real. See y'all on Friday.
Same,
I would say go Ravens, but they only go to the fourth quarter and then they stop. So
Yeah, man. All right, man.
All right, bro.
peace.
Later, man. So yeah, but
It's good. Dude.
yeah,
Well, you gotta
pick
make
up-
your pick. Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's
He
a
gets a
draw for
tie.
him. That's a draw for him. But yeah, yeah. So it was a big win for Atlanta. I think they're leading the division now, right? Based on this win,
I think so because Tampa, man. good
Tampa lost
gracious,
this week, which nobody saw.
to the Steelers.
Yeah, to the Steelers. And then we have I know the Saints won, but the Saints have lost so many early games. I feel like Atlanta's top in the division right now. So
I think Atlanta is, yeah.
yeah.
Because Carolina can win.
Or Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Tampa Bay lost. So I think Tampa Bay has a losing record. Well, no, maybe 500.
I think they're tied. I think they're all 3-3.
They're both 3-3.
Oh, they're all 3-3. Okay.
Wait, the NFC South?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Wait,
I'm talking about
Carolina?
Tampa and Falcons.
Yeah, they're
The
3-3.
Falcons, yeah. I mean, it should have been 4-2 if that stupid sack.
Oh, yeah, I know. Atlanta should
Yeah.
really be winning that
Should be
division
actually,
right now.
yeah.
They should have been winning that game, man.
That's true. Anyway, let's transition to the other games. Miami 16, Vikings 24. I think without Tua, that was kind of expected. Even though they put in a fight, put on a
Oh, wait. How come Bridgewater didn't start and he came in later on?
I think he's hurt.
Yeah.
Why is he a backup
Didn't he
then?
have a concussion?
He had a concussion, so I don't think he practiced.
But why was he the backup?
Before that, right?
I don't think he had the first team snaps during the week.
But he came in and
He
played.
came in because they had no choice. the guy was trash. The guy who actually
Oh, did he get hurt or they just yanked him?
during the game, or I think he had a concussion.
Yeah, what's
So-
up with Miami and all their quarterbacks getting concussed?
I don't even know, man. But Tua's supposed to come back this week.
Nah, I wouldn't if I was him.
What was that?
I wouldn't if I was him.
The line is suspect, eh?
I mean, he needs to take at least 6 weeks, man. Because
Yeah.
if he gets another bad
that shit
hit,
was real. That shit
yeah,
was
if he
real.
gets
I
another bad
mean,
hit,
that doctor has warned him, so
yeah, it looks
They
really
won
scary,
him.
man.
Yeah.
they want him to step away. But bro, he's probably trying to get that 40. It's gonna affect his contract, his
Oh, his
future
bonus and
contract. So
shit,
I'm not really there.
Yeah. But yeah, they say he's expected to practice and possibly come back this.
I would hang it up if I was him.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Yeah, but that was expected.
yeah.
Without Tua. Yeah.
Yep. New Orleans 26, Cincinnati 30.
Forget New Orleans.
New Orleans, I don't pick them, but they're starting to play well with Dalton. They're starting to play well with Dalton, which is interesting.
I think Winston comes back this week, no?
Possibly. I don't know if they'll bench Dalton since he's been playing well. I don't know. And again,
New Orleans just needs to continue to lose.
They're still losing, so they might bench him anyway.
Their weapons were out. Landry, Olave, and Michael Thomas were all out. So
Michael Thomas is always out since he signed that contract.
Michael Thomas is always out. It's like his third week out. He's on one of my teams.
We need to keep losing, man, because we get that top 5 pick. That would be nice.
Nah, I need them to win.
I need them to lose.
Yeah.
Keep losing.
Okay, then Green Bay 10, Jets 27. That
was a shocker.
That was a shocker.
It was more of the defensive line, man.
Was it a shocker?
Jets D line came.
No, the not the win, but how they won big.
Yeah.
Like it was 27. It was a blowout. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Like
27-10.
I could see them winning. Jets are playing well, but they put the foot on the throat type win.
I mean
7-10.
Yeah.
I was shook when I saw the score.
The running game for the Packers didn't look good. Didn't work.
I think A-Rod really misses.
He needs wide.
But that's what happens when you're making all that money. I think that's the things that a lot of quarterbacks forget, bro. When you're making all that money, it's hard to pay. It's hard to pay wide receivers. You gotta keep restructuring, like what.
Yeah.
He's gonna say what Romo used to do. You have to restructure to.
Or Brady for that matter.
Brady, yeah, I would just restructure.
Brady knows it's no fun just having all that money and not playing with no talent. So you always make sure
restructure this deal.
Maybe A-Rod will learn from that thing, man. You need to restructure.
Peyton had a good strategy. It's like pay the wide receivers, pay me, and then just pay the DNs. Forget the rest of the defense.
Yep. Peyton was like, divvy it up that way.
I will get the lead, and the DNs will rush.
And the DNs will just exactly. That's exactly what he did. Had the receivers paid, have himself paid, have the DNs paid,
and we're good.
So, but yeah, Pittsburgh 20, Tampa 18. That was a shocker.
Oh, that was a shocker. I didn't think Pittsburgh could score 20.
Me neither. What's going on? I guess a better question. What's going on with Tampa, yo? That's crazy.
Brady,
it's Brady, bro. He even said on the sideline, apparently, some sound bite saying that I sacrificed my family to be here. Kind of. I think there was that kind of sound bite. I mean, whatever Giselle is doing.
Or quits.
He's gonna call it quits.
Call it quits in the middle of the season. Like,
I think he's gonna do it.
After this, you're done.
After
in the season.
Yeah.
He said he's done after the season, but
in the season, I think he's gonna play.
Damn, that'll be interesting if he does.
I would call it quits now, so Tampa can suck, and then go get a quarterback within the first 10, the top 10.
That belongs to us. Let him do well.
Let him suck. Brady will be gone.
I'm trying to get a quarterback next year.
They might trade for Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
nah, man. I want a young quarterback.
No, not you.
Oh, you mean them? You mean them? Yeah.
I said Tampa should just suck. He should just leave now. Let them suck and pick a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, he should just call it, man.
He should call it quits, bro. It's too much.
You're risking all this for what?
I know. You have nothing to prove.
And that's why your wife is mad. Like, dude.
Yeah.
I had to sacrifice my career and I still made more money than you. That's right what she's saying. I still made more money than you.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. That's rough, man.
You ain't lying, though.
Go look how much she made.
I know.
She's like the breadwinner of the two.
No, she's loaded.
Yeah.
And she's been retired for years.
Yep.
You're still feeling yourself like she probably looking like, boy, you ain't serious.
I don't even know what else he wants. He got 7 of them rings, man.
You beat Michael Jordan. That's it. Nobody's gonna get to that point.
You've been to the Super Bowl 10 times. Come on, bro.
You can't stay home.
Right.
Doesn't want to.
You got one more than Bill. You've done it.
I know.
Yeah. It's like what Kobe said. I beat Shaq. I got one more than Shaq.
You got past the gauntlet. Now you.
Seattle 19, Arizona 9. well deserved by Seattle. They played well.
Arizona is looking horrible without any weapons. Like their offense
I think they're gonna pick up though with D-Hop coming back.
Yeah. But is he gonna play Thursday? Who knows?
I don't think so. I think he's.
They don't have a choice though because Brown is out.
No, but they signed Roby.
Henderson just came in. He's not gonna learn the playbook in like 2 days.
I guess
they're still gonna throw him in the fire, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna have a couple of routes for him, but I think they need D-Hop in this game.
Yeah, they'll have a lot of plays for Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Hurts is gonna be the
because the running backs are also out, right?
They're all suspect right now. Yeah,
James Conner is hurt. I think so.
Eagles left them all out of the one game, and from that point, the last game they just haven't run. They just took them all out.
Yeah.
They took out 3 running backs.
I know, right?
Took all of them out.
That jumbo package.
I know. Okay. What do we have? Rams 24, Carolina 10. Carolina's garbage. Free my man DJ Moore. Just free him, dog.
I think CMC and DJ Moore, they all get traded, man.
Yeah. I love DJ Moore, though. He's a dog. He just on a shitty team.
No, I need to drop McCaffrey for my fantasy.
He's like
he's doing well, Si.
I mean, I haven't played him actually. I haven't played him. Other one.
Yeah, for fantasy wise, he's actually playing well. He's just on a garbage team though. But him himself, I don't think he scored less than 12 points in fantasy this year. He's actually been solid.
I get him because he's usually a solid player, but it's like this year I've had other running backs that
are better, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not CMC numbers like 30 points.
35.
It's
not. But it's not his standard, but by fantasy standards, it's still decent.
Shoot, especially running back standards this
season. This year, especially this year. Yep.
I mean, Carolina can give us Brian Burns. We good.
Yeah.
Just give us Brian Burns. That's the rumor going on around.
Nah, we don't need that to happen.
Nah, we gonna have Brian Burns, man.
We don't want that to happen.
We have enough pass rushes. You good, man?
Nah, we need another pass rusher.
Funny guy, greedy guy. So Kansas City 20, Buffalo 24. Good game. That was a good game.
Oh, that was I think one of the games of the week.
Yeah, it was a good one. Went down to the wire. It's a good one.
Yo, I thought Kansas City was gonna win that one.
But I mean, like Mahomes and Josh Allen, man.
They're dogs.
Some of the plays they make is just
ridiculous. They're cold.
Campaigns for MVP.
It's just ridiculous.
They are cold. What?
I think that's the future Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
Yeah, but battles.
They don't want to admit it, but I think
that is what it is. Yeah,
that's the future.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
they're going to play every year.
Yeah, it's like whatever you can do, I can do better. Just watch.
Right. Exactly.
Belichick doesn't own that division anymore, unfortunately.
But I think this win for Buffalo was huge because now, if anything, the championship game will be played in Buffalo versus
Kansas, going forward,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been the main difference.
Yeah,
of how Kansas has been beaten.
Has been getting far. Yeah, true.
I mean, they get the home games.
Yep. And the Chargers 19, Denver 16.
They need to stop showing Denver games.
I think Denver's in England this week as well. I think.
Oh God.
Who are they playing? Jacksonville.
I think Denver's going to England this week.
Who are they playing? Jacksonville.
Was that? I don't know who they even playing, but I think
they sent that product abroad.
They should probably
send that product abroad, dog. Shameful product, dog.
Denver needs to stop. They've lost almost every primetime game except the 49ers.
Yeah.
Terrible.
What is this?
Yesterday they actually looked like they showed flashes in the first quarter, and that was it. It was one quarter, and then it was just.
They were feeling good after that drive.
Right. It was back to regular scheduled garbage, dog.
Sierra probably dropped the goodies in front of the.
Oh man, that shit was pitiful, man.
I don't even know who the running back is. Like Melvin Gordon barely had any touches. They just picked
him.
Latavius Murray. They just picked up Latavius Murray like 3 days ago, and he gets majority of the carries.
And they kept showing what you call it, Gordon just blown on the bench. I think I won't be surprised if he asked for a trade.
Who, Gordon?
Yeah.
At this point, there's too many running backs on the market. I heard Cam Akers might also get traded.
Yeah, I saw.
Cam Akers, they're holding him back. I don't know who's going to get him.
I heard he's for a trade too. So
yeah,
who?
Cam
Akers, yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy's good.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the last part, the Thursday night game, Saints versus the Cards. I'm going with the Saints, dog. They're playing better football than the Cards right now. Minos went with the Cardinals. Rex has a tie. Sai, what do you got?
I'm gonna just go with the Cardinals.
All right. Abel?
I'll go with the Saints.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Quiku?
Fuck, do I have to pick this game?
It's one of those, dog. You're like, what the fuck?
Another Thursday night game. Right?
Another Thursday night game.
The only thing that's gonna make me pick the Cardinals is possible D-Hop might play. If not, it's at home and Arizona has an advantage. But, yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cardinals.
I'm just happy basketball is back, so I don't have to watch that on Thursday.
I know.
In 2 weeks, will be more exciting because that's when we play. What is it, next week? 2 weeks. Yeah.
Thanksgiving, right? Yeah.
No. 2 weeks from this.
Who do you guys play?
We play Houston.
On Thursday?
Yeah, sorry.
In 2 weeks, we play
That's
Houston
a
in 2 weeks.
blowout.
Exactly. And Jalen Harris is going back home to Houston, so that's a blowout.
Yeah, definitely.
He's
Anyway,
gonna play in front of his home crowd.
that concludes this week's episode of the Week 6 review. We're glad that you guys stayed this long to listen. My man Fly Eagle Fly C.
We'll be back, Cowboy Nation. Dak is back. It's all
Doesn't
good.
matter. Dak is back. We'll still beat y'all if he was in, and we'll beat y'all.
Hey, that ain't gonna happen.
We're gonna beat y'all even with him in.
We'll be back on Friday to preview Week 7. Yeah. Glad to have you guys. And you guys have a great week. We'll be back on Friday. And like
Peace.
that.
Fly Eagles fly.
Like that, we gone.